So,
Guilty too. I don't know if I go back and look at my records and I don't like a lot of them. You know, I like some of them, but I don't like them all. I don't like every song.
Oh, guilty too. I don't know if I go back and look at my records and I don't like a lot of them, you know. I like some of them, but I don't like them all. I don't like every song. I don't like every record. I think that's part of the process is getting better. Vince Gill
I don't like every record. I think that's part of the process.
just left all of Nashville speechless. Son, your work on Earth is done. And only you could. One statement, one glance, and the entire country music scene is no longer the same. Whispers from backstage, long-hidden rumors, now unveiled by the man himself. But what shocked everyone the most wasn't the truth, but the way he owned it. Brace yourself, because what you're about to hear will shake every preconception about a legend everyone thought they knew. Vince Gill joined the Eagles in 2017, just a year after Glenn Frey's passing. The decision immediately sparked heated controversy among fans. Some called him an unworthy stand-in, criticizing a country artist for entering the realm of a legendary rock band. Vince Gill is a veteran musician who understands the Eagles' catalog probably as well as the Eagles do. And not that they needed another voice again. In fact, I think Vince could probably sub for Henley or Tim Schmidt. On social media, the #NotMyEagles spread widely, while Eagles fan forums overflowed with sarcastic remarks aimed at Vince. Don Henley, the band's leader at the time, also faced a tough position, balancing the preservation of the group's legacy with integrating a distinctly different voice. Backstage tensions weren't just rumors. Several sources told Variety that Vince and Henley disagreed over the division of lead vocals. Vince suggested not singing Glenn Frey's songs to honor the legacy, but Henley firmly requested he take on the role to maintain the band's spirit. In a 2025 interview, Vince confirmed, "I refused multiple times, but they needed someone to keep Glenn's heartbeat pulsing on stage." In an April 2025 interview, Vince openly shared the hidden struggles of this period. He admitted, "I'm not Glenn Frey, but I poured my heart into it. My presence was to ensure those songs weren't forgotten." The statement was quoted by Rolling Stone and Billboard, igniting fresh debate about whether the Eagles should perform without Frey. In that same interview, Vince unexpectedly confirmed the persistent rumors surrounding him. He candidly admitted that his relationship with Amy Grant began before both had finalized their divorces. "I'm not proud, but I can't deny we found each other in our wounded days," he said. The confession sparked a firestorm on social media, with one side condemning and the other respecting his honesty. The tours from 2023 to 2025 were a grueling test of Vince's endurance. A packed schedule with over 30 consecutive shows left him drained. In August 2024, a leaked video from backstage in Las Vegas showed Vince collapsing after a performance. Tabloids quickly capitalized, running headlines about a legend's collapse. But Vince's personal doctor told people it was merely exhaustion from dehydration and lack of sleep. Things quieted temporarily until photos surfaced of Vince leaving an orthopedic clinic in Nashville. Though his team didn't comment, speculation grew about the toll of age and touring. In March 2025 at the Opry 100 event, he confirmed his degenerative spine condition. "I fight it every day, but I won't let it steal my music." The statement spread rapidly, with many fans praising it as a symbol of his unyielding resolve. Vince also revealed a silent battle with depression. From 1999 to 2003, a period he called the deepest darkness. He said, "I stood before thousands of fans, but inside was only emptiness. Music saved me, but it also pushed me to the brink." Regarding the future, Vince announced he would significantly cut back on touring after 2025 to focus on family and charity. "I want to be the grandpa my grandkids can touch, not just see on a screen," he shared, his voice choking with emotion. Public reactions to these revelations remained divided. Some valued Vince's truthfulness and humanity, seeing him as a symbol of steadfastness. But others felt his confessions came too late, especially while he was still performing with the Eagles. But to understand why Vince Gill could stand firm amid the storms, we must look back at his tumultuous starting point. A grueling first step. Vince Gill was born in 1957 in Norman, Oklahoma, a small town steeped in the turbulence of his family life. His father, Stan Gill, was a federal judge and an amateur musician with a fierce love for the banjo. But in 1972, a prolonged land dispute lawsuit involving Stan thrust the family into the crosshairs of local scrutiny. The pressure from the press and harsh gossip created a stifling atmosphere at home, forcing Vince, then just a boy, to turn to music as his only escape. His musical journey began with simple guitar lessons from his father, but it soon outgrew the family's confines. Vince taught himself the fiddle, dobro, mandolin, and bass, a rare array of skills for a teenager. At 10 years old, he stunned the local community with his first performance at the War Acres City Hall dedication ceremony. People began calling him the versatile prodigy after witnessing his natural prowess on multiple instruments. But a childhood accident made that path even more arduous. At 12, Vince suffered a severe bicycle accident that badly injured his right hand. Doctors warned he might never play instruments again. But with relentless determination, Vince not only recovered, but practiced tirelessly, turning adversity into motivation. He later shared on PBS as that moment that showed me music was the only thing pulling me back from the abyss. In his teenage years, Vince joined Mountain Smoke, a local bluegrass band, and quickly became its cornerstone. A standout moment came when Mountain Smoke was invited to open for the legendary rock band Kiss in Oklahoma City. That experience ended in chaos, as the rock audience fiercely protested the presence of a bluegrass group. Vince, then just 19, responded audaciously, flipping the bird and mooning the crowd. In a later interview with Rolling Stone, he called it a reckless moment, but necessary to assert myself. This story became a legend in Oklahoma's bluegrass scene. After that incident, Vince left Oklahoma, embarking on a journey to conquer the broader music world. He joined Bluegrass Alliance and Boone Creek, where he worked with Ricky Skaggs, before heading to Los Angeles to play in Sundance, a band led by fiddler Byron Berlin. This period helped Vince build a reputation in the bluegrass and country rock communities, paving the way for bigger opportunities later. His first major breakthrough came in 1978 when Vince became the lead vocalist for Pure Prairie League, a renowned country rock band. Just 2 years later, they achieved major success with the song Let Me Love You Tonight, propelling Vince onto the Billboard charts and reaching a nationwide audience. This success not only solidified Pure Prairie League's standing, but also made Vince one of Nashville's most sought-after vocalists. Still, fame brought the pressure to maintain his musical identity amid a surge of commercialization. One of the most controversial decisions in Vince's career came in the early 1980s. Mark Knopfler, the leader of Dire Straits, invited him to join as a guitarist and backing vocalist for the album On Every Street. Many saw this as a rare opportunity, but Vince declined. In a later interview with Variety, he said, "If I'd accepted, I would have lost myself. I chose country, chose Nashville, chose the harder but true path to my heart. This was a bold choice when rock music reigned supreme." That decision split the music world. Some praised Vince's steadfastness, while others believed he was holding back his career. But no one could deny Vince Gill proved himself an artist who was not only talented, but also placed musical values above personal gain. And all of that was just the opening act for a career journey full of highs, lows, and glory ahead. In 1983, Vince Gill launched his solo career with a contract from RCA Records. His debut album, Turn Me Loose, quickly drew attention, earning him the top new male vocalist award from the Academy of Country Music. But the spotlight faded fast as follow-up albums The Things That Matter and The Way Back Home saw only limited success. His solo career stalled and Vince relied on session guitarist work, backing stars like Reba McEntire, Emmylou Harris, Rosanne Cash, and Bonnie Raitt to make ends meet. Many in the industry noted his captivating tenor voice and stellar guitar skills, but said he still lacked a breakout song to step out from the background. The turning point came in 1989 when Vince joined MCA Records and worked with producer Tony Brown. The album When I Call Your Name marked a stunning transformation. The title track climbed to number 2 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart, earning his first Grammy for Best Male Country Vocal Performance and the Single of the Year award from the Country Music Association, rising to the peak, paying a steep price. The album achieved double platinum status, selling over 2 million copies, a feat far beyond expectations. Billboard hailed Vince as Nashville's new breeze, while Rolling Stone called it the moment an artist rose from obscurity to become a potential legend. Success continued with Pocket Full of Gold, making Vince a familiar name in country music. The album went platinum thanks to hits like Look at Us and Lisa Jane. But I Still Believe in You truly launched him to the top. The album hit the top 10 on the Billboard 200, sold over 3 million copies, and won 5 CMA awards, including Entertainer of the Year and Male Vocalist of the Year. The title track earned 2 Grammys, including Best Country Song. The brilliance continued with When Love Finds You, selling over 4 million copies and reaching number 6 on the Billboard 200. The song Whenever You Come Around became one of the defining country love ballads of the 1990s, covered by many artists. From 1990 to 1995, Vince set a record by winning the CMA Male Vocalist of the Year award for 5 consecutive years, an unmatched feat. But glory always walked hand in hand with tragedy. In 1993, the passing of his half-brother Bob Cohen was a devastating blow. Vince wrote Go Rest High on that mountain as a farewell. The song became one of the most iconic memorial pieces in the U.S., featured in countless funerals and remembrance events. Rolling Stone ranked it number 17 on its list of the 40 saddest country songs of all time, calling it a ballad bearing the weight of a lifetime of sorrow. His personal life also wavered under the stage lights. His marriage to Janice Oliver, a member of Sweethearts of the Rodeo, began to fracture. The relentless touring schedule and the weight of massive success strained their family. By 1997, Vince and Janice divorced. Some tabloids ran headlines claiming he sacrificed family for Nashville's glory. Vince didn't publicly counter, but his album The Key was seen as a musical diary reflecting the pain of divorce through songs like If You Ever Have Forever in Mind. Amid the chaos of his personal life, Vince remained devoted to the community. In 1993, he founded the Vinnie Pro Celebrity Golf Invitational, raising tens of millions of dollars for underprivileged children in Tennessee. He also played a pivotal role in the All for the Hall campaign supporting the Country Music Hall of Fame. At the height of his career, Vince Gill was not only the most outstanding solo artist of his generation, but also revered for his humility and dedication. But behind the brilliance, personal struggles and career pressures shadowed him like an unrelenting darkness. In March 2000, Vince Gill and Amy Grant officially became husband and wife, but their relationship had been clouded by whispers from the 1990s when both were still bound in separate marriages. Nashville tabloids relentlessly hyped moments of closeness between Vince and Amy at music events. Their collaborations in charity concerts became gossip fodder. In particular, an article in the Tennessee stirred controversy by hinting at an ambiguous relationship between the two stars, infuriating the Christian community. When Amy announced her divorce from her former husband in 1999, many pointed fingers at Vince as the cause of the breakup. Christianity Today described the public's reaction as a moral whirlwind when a Christian music icon was dragged into controversy. After their quiet 2000 wedding, Vince faced a fierce wave of backlash. Some fans branded him the destroyer of a Christian star's image. Several Christian radio stations even refused to play songs he and Amy performed together, plunging them into a storm of criticism. The couple's private life became a feast for the media. Amy, once celebrated as the queen of Christian music, gradually shifted to pop country, splitting her longtime fans. Meanwhile, Vince chose silence in the face of public scrutiny. In a Variety interview, Amy shared, "Vince showed me how to stand firm in the storm. His compassion held us together." Even under personal pressure, Vince and Amy stayed committed to community work. They donated millions to organizations like MusiCares and Grammy Camp, supporting young artists and struggling families. The annual Vinnie Pro Celebrity Golf Invitational remained a cornerstone of their charitable efforts. In 2023, the Nashville Music Association honored them for their timeless contributions to the artist community. Still, their relationship faced relentless scrutiny. Some social media accounts kept digging into the past, questioning whether their love was fate or born from broken vows. Vince always remained composed. In a conversation with US Weekly, he said briefly, "We live to love each other, not to please the world." In the end, after all the storms, Vince Gill entered a phase of leaving behind a legacy both radiant with achievements and fraught with controversy. An immortal legacy. Vince Gill entered the fifth decade of his career with achievements that left the country music world in reverence. He holds 22 Grammy Awards, a record for a male country solo artist, 18 CMA Awards, 8 ACM Awards, and a prestigious place in the Country Music Hall of Fame. Go Rest High on That Mountain, a masterpiece born from the pain of losing a loved one, achieved platinum status in 2023, nearly 3 decades after its release. Billboard called him a living legend, one of the few artists to captivate both old and new audiences with his warm tenor voice and exceptional guitar talent. But Vince's influence stretches far beyond chart rankings. In an industry swept away by the tide of popification, he is seen as the last bastion of traditional country music. Kyle Young, CEO of the Country Music Foundation, called Vince Nashville's vibrant spirit, stressing that his legacy proves a harmony between preserving roots and embracing selective innovation. From bluegrass-rich ballads to crossover hits, Vince upheld musical authenticity while broadening his audience. Vince Gill's cultural impact goes beyond music. He's dubbed Nashville's kindest man, a title born from backstage stories where he willingly helped young artists, from offering free backing vocals for newcomers to opening stage doors at his concerts. His presence at the Grand Ole Opry, where he became a member in 1991, is a testament to the program's quality and tradition. Vince's legacy isn't limited to music. He and Amy Grant have donated millions to organizations like MusiCares, Grammy Camp, and notably the All for the Hall program to preserve country music's heritage. The Vinnie Pro Celebrity Golf Invitational, launched by Vince in 1993, has raised over $25 million for programs aiding disadvantaged children in Tennessee. In 2003, he was honored with the PGA Distinguished Service Award and in 2022 received the Old Tom Morris Award, the highest accolade from the U.S. Golf Association for contributions beyond the golf course. Still, looking back at his career, differing views remain. Some conservative critics argue Vince was too cautious, lacking the audacity to reshape the genre like Johnny Cash or Willie Nelson. They note that despite his string of hits and impeccable vocals, he didn't spark revolutionary shifts. In contrast, younger fans praise Vince for that very stability. On music forums, many call him the keeper of country's purity. Vince Gill's legacy stands at a crossroads as Nashville enters a new era. With the rise of artists like Casey Musgraves and Chris Stapleton, country music is undergoing a redefinition. Will Vince's legacy endure the wave of change, or will he be remembered as an icon of a past era? At 67, Vince Gill isn't concerned with shaping his own legacy. In a recent US Weekly interview, when asked how he wants to be remembered, he replied, "I just hope people see me as kind. Music awards, all that's just an extra reward." At an age when many artists pen memoirs to cement their names, Vince chooses to face his past, silencing decades-long rumors, opening a new chapter where truth is laid bare, from romantic scandals, backstage pressures to the quiet wounds of his career. What Vince leaves behind is not just immortal music, but a legacy of compassion, kindness, and an unbreakable spirit. Don't miss the chance to uncover more untold stories, backstage secrets about other legends. Like, share, and subscribe now to be the first to discover the truth behind their shining glory. Because what you know is only the tip of the iceberg.